Good morning to all traders and welcome to another Markets Waves, the 28th of September today. 2 more days to go for the close of Q3. Very interesting few sessions, trust me on this, and we might see some big breakouts coming fairly soon. If not by Thursday, definitely following Thursday. Today we're going to have a quick look at euro-dollar, the price of oil, the Dow Jones, natural gas, and also dollar against yen. So starting of course with euro-dollar. You remember yesterday we talked about the potential of of prices actually doing a fresh low here, because we're still looking at this at some sort of ending diagonal, right? It's the only sort of structure that would make sense, especially after getting this confirmation with this sort of very corrective looking structure to the downside. And after having done a triple bottom here though, because the truth is that we can expect prices to perhaps maybe the short term move a little bit higher. Okay, you remember we talked yesterday about this potentially being a wave 2, and then we are expected to receive some sort of reversal signal here, perhaps even in the next 2 days. That is either a 2 or a B. As always, don't forget where you see 1 and 2 is also pretty much in every case it's also an A and B. Dollar yen continued moving higher, okay, as we expected. And that looks to me now that could be indeed a wave 3, because we have increasing volumes in this wave, okay, and usually we don't see such an increase in wave C. Usually we see that sort of increase in wave 3. But the truth is this: when will we know whether this is a 1 and a 2 or an A and B? Well, first of all, look that we're internally also in 1 and in 2. Well, the truth is this, that we're not gonna know until we get to the 1618, or at least the 100 first. So you can understand that we're talking about a cyclical shift over here, right? We're looking perhaps at 117 in the longer term as well. So that can be a very, very, very big opportunity for dollar against the yen. Of course, other scenarios can just pop around. That could be an A and a B, okay, and we can still be in wave C over here, which means that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we may just stop around 112.28 or so, or even lower. Usually, if that would be the case, actually, yeah, because usually we do get wave 4 and 5 being equal. Then if that happens, then we can assume that 113.78 might be a good medium-term target. Okay, on a different note, seeing we've done, if we would be on a 4 here and on a 3 and a 4, we could assume the 112.25 also being another level. Actually, I've done the same thing here, no? Yeah, because we measure the net distance through waves 3 and 4 in that case. So in either case, this looks like it's actually one of the best opportunities you can find in the market right now. Okay. Now on oil continued moving higher, and that gives me the idea that perhaps that might not be an leading diagonal, excuse me. But then when I see the volumes over here, guys, and they are falling, I don't think this has a lot of room to move up. And I said that yesterday as well. Despite that, we did move higher, but seeing volumes decreasing doesn't necessarily mean we're going to turn right away. Obviously we can expect prices to extend, but we see exhaustion. Now we have crossed above this trend line, okay, and that can be assumed as an overthrow on the leading diagonal. So I think I can say that we can expect that to start falling fairly soon. Maybe we're going to go up to 77, which is the previous wave 1. Maybe we're going to miss it. Maybe we're going to do a false break. But obviously, the closer we're in this trend line, the more the chances of this as a leading diagonal remain valid. Okay, well, or high, let's say. Otherwise, we could still be moving up, but that might be, well, 1 and 2 probably, and then that would be 1 and 2, and we'll be going here for 3, 4, and 5. But then again, I'm looking at the volumes, and volumes do not fall on wave 3. They increase in wave 3. So, well, that is one of 3 indeed, where we see some volumes increasing here, yeah. But if that would be the 3 of the 3, then we'll probably see the volumes increasing here as well, rather than falling. So thinking that this is a 5 still, it makes sense. It still makes sense to me. Okay, so I would be looking for perhaps the previous high over here to do the trick. Okay, otherwise, if we move higher, then we have to change this leading diagonal to multi-structure move to the upside, as we just talked about. Now the Dow Jones, I think, I'm not sure when I talked about the Dow Jones last time, but let's just go a little bit further out to see what we're looking at here. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so primary done. We were expecting a double 4, but now we're moving higher, and we see that volumes are increasing as well, which means there's good support at this level over here. And you will see that even at this level, we didn't get that much of volume, which means we are probably good for a low in here, at least in the short term. This is what it looks like to me. So we are maybe heading up for wave 5. Okay, now where we are expected to go, and that's probably the wrong one to use, I would go for, since 1, 2, 3 and 4 is assumed now, it's done. 37.80 actually makes a good level. If we find this a bit overextended, then the next level to look at would be the, just getting to, just getting a bit lower off at around 37.60. Okay, because don't forget, still we measure wave 4. If our wave 4 is, is this, then we'll go all the way at the top and we'll place that line here. And this is a 1-to-1. Wave 4 is equal to wave 5. Sometimes, obviously, you get wave 5 being equal to 1, but I don't think we're going to extend that much, especially since we are still in primary wave. We'll have cycle and then 4 and then 5. Okay, so there is still a lot of room to move either way. Now one might ask, what about the alternative of moving lower from here? Well, this is also possible. If that would be the case, then most likely we'll have something like this over here, right? ABC, so well, something like that. It would be internally, would have our 3 perhaps ending here, 4 here, maybe that 3 here, that 4, and then we'll get another leg up and then fall. Okay, because this can be seen as an intermediate move to the upside internally, or even as a primary. Okay, so with that said, though, as long as we are, let me just quickly have a look. As long as we are above the 33.70. Let's just call it the 3400s for now, because it's an actual very strong psychological level. Okay, we remain bullish. Now we crossed even the 35. Okay, and we might continue higher. Now there's also another scenario in play here. Okay, that we might see that becoming some sort of more complicated pattern. Might turn out to be even a triangle at some point, or it might be ABC, ABC, and ABC, and then we move higher, or it might be a case where this is an ABC, W, we're going to get ABC, and then we're going to get any other sort of pattern here. And we could literally, if that's an X wave, we can move beyond the previous high and still correct lower for a fresh low down at 3300s or so. Okay, when we're looking at corrections, guys, there's so many different combinations and so many different patterns that we can look at, which is nearly impossible to make any sort of assessment here, because we'll have to go through like at least 20 alternatives, so it's a bit pointless. Now, natural gas, I'm going back to natural gas because we've had wave 4 in. So the change I did last time has proven to be so far a good one, and looks like we are moving up either in A or 1. over here, and judging by the volumes over here, okay, it looks like we are in wave 3 of 5. Okay, why? Well, because volumes increased in wave 3 of 3, which is usually the case, yeah, and then they increase now, but they're at lower climax, okay, which means very likely we're at 3 of 5. Okay, so I see more upside. However, I believe it's going to be limited. We're looking at the 635 for now, because this is what we've talked about. You know, that was one target if we take into account this particular move to the upside in the intermediate degree. Okay, so we're looking at it, and then the next level up would be the 7.34. Okay, now are we going to get there? It is possible, and judging by the sharpness of this leg, you know, well, we could end up having an ending diagonal, but I doubt it's going to be the case. I think we're going to get an extension here up to 7.34 or something, and then start falling for a correction. It looks like it's heading that way. Plus, it's a commodity, so usually commodities do extend in the fifth wave, rather than not don't extend in the 3, but also in the fifth one as well. Okay, because liquidity, it's much lower than we see usually in Forex. So guys, that would be all for the day. I want to thank you for joining again, and do not forget you can ask all your questions on our YouTube comment section. I'll get up with you as soon as I can. Take care, and we'll be here again tomorrow.